Hello everybody, Nova here, and I know I was just here, but you gotta listen. We have found so much more stuff, and I need your fucking help. I need your help so badly right now. So after I uploaded that video, me and my friends have been exploring this map top to bottom. Like, at first it was just for the lore, but we found so much more. We still haven't figured out everything that this map has to offer, I'm pretty sure. And that's where you guys come in. I'm going to show you what we found so far. And if any of you have any ideas or find anything, I want you to let us know. And I'm going to do a fully updated video showcasing everything about this map. Now strap in, because this is going to be a wild ride. So I'm going to start with what we do know. I'm going to start with the very specific sequence of events that we managed to find on this map that are repeatable. And then I'm going to talk about the things that we haven't been able to repeat or things we haven't been able to figure out yet. So the first place we're going to stop is this kind of crashed ship that's on its side. You'll see it immediately if you just keep walking down the main path. So board the ship and head down the deck. And when you hop down here, turn around and go towards the water here. You'll see the oars right there. If you walk down this wooden plank here into the water, you can reach the oar from here. You might need to jump a little bit for it though. So that oar goes to the rowboat over at the beach. All right, so you're gonna look for this structure here on the beach. And you'll notice there's the rowboat here. Click on the broken oar to fix it. And after waiting a second, you can then click on it to travel. And as it fades in, you find yourself in a new location I didn't show off in the last video. I had no idea the spot was even here. My friend Shrimp showed me the trailer for the map, and it showcased this. And after that, we found it. You'll notice like an undead king, a fallen, like, giant soldier with a massive stone arrow through his chest. And just in front of it, a chair and a painting. If you follow this path across the water and down over here, there's some platforms here you can jump across, some planks you can run across to get over to this big rock right here. And as we approach this rock over here, you'll notice your vision start to get a little weird. And there's this triangle here, making a weird noise. You hear that? Here's what we know about this triangle so far. I have seen this in other maps, specifically in A Brief Respite by Riffletuff, which is a Nier Automata-based map. In that map, it ends up leading you to like this little secret room. In this map, we haven't fully discovered all of its secrets yet. We did also notice it was the logo for a group called -MS, and the description is, through machine song, the architect was crying. Do not feel alone. Walk behind so you may feel comfortable in observing. This is a group that the creator Karl Kroenen is a part of, so it's got to have some relevance. It is also Karl Kroenen's profile picture, as well as the thumbnail for his world, FFCR, though we weren't able to find anything about it in that map. When you hover over it, it says leave, so we'll click it, and we've now collected it. We're going to head back over to that chair and painting now. You will also notice that the visual effect does fade away after you select it. So this might be the most important part of the puzzle that we have found so far. From here, everything changes. So on this chair, you will see the outline of that triangle, and if I hover over it, it says unsee. When I click it, it clicks into place and starts glowing a little. Sorry, I kind of cut it out there, but it glows, and then that painting reveals itself. We still haven't figured out if this is an important location yet. That statue turns to look its head at you, which is horrifying, I just want to add. And then this arrow starts to glow. And that's it as far as this part of things goes. Also important to note, this painting, this visual, is the group banner for that group that I showed off earlier. I don't know what it means. It might be in a different map. I don't know if it has relevance. Let me know what you guys find. So like I said, this is where everything in this map changes. Once you place that triangle, and we haven't been able to perfectly replicate the following things, so let me just show you what I do know. So one thing of note, I don't know if it's time-based or if you have to do certain things, but after a bit, a gigantic stone arrow will fall from the sky. And let me show you Shrimp's perspective of the first time that happened to us.
I hope.
I wonder if it's like a Marco Polo thing where like it's more frequent as you get closer.
As we get closer.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
that was a different one.
We may be on the right path.
Yeah, this might be active. Oh my god, what if that's what opens up over here? Because look, that's where the spear is. Oh, things are happening.
oh shit!
Wait a second.
Oh shit! I'm going that way.
Wait,
Wait.
I think we might have found something.
Okay, maybe get to the end of here, maybe. Just to see if there's something.
We have not been able to replicate this consistently. We have had the arrow fall down about 4 more times. And I'm going to tell you kind of what we were doing when that happened. So first off, I'm going to travel back to the mainland. And as we walk forward off of the dock here, listen closely. That noise indicates entering a zone. Now, my friends and I have been dubbing these like safe zones, positive zones, good zones. But one thing is for certain, they encompass almost like a spherical location on the map. And there's about 6 or 7 of them. And here is a couple maps that my friend Shrimp made, showing kind of like where we have found them so far. Here's 2 parts of the map, and then right here is a potential other spot up at a ballista, which can be found up in these mountains here, which we can't find an easy way to get up there other than flying, so we're not too sure on that one. But it is definitely one of these zones. And the way we were able to map this out, listen very closely as I walk around. So you heard that high-pitched noise. We are now in one of these spherical zones. If I walk out of it, listen closely. You hear that noise. I just exited the zone. If I walk back in, this is how we figured out that it is definitely an area and not time-based or specific location-based. Because watch, if I walk a little bit forward this way, I'm out of it. I'm in, I go this way, I'm out. We traced these around and found out that they also go up into the sky. If we fly up, we will exit the zone at a certain point. We are still trying to figure out what exactly these zones mean, but there is one other thing we found on this map that does have an interaction with these zones. In what way, we're not 100% sure, but let me show you. So we're going back to that ship where we found the ore, and we're going to be climbing that middle mast up to that second sail right there. So now I'm at the front of the ship, and again, we're going up to that middle mast to the second sail there. The easiest way we found to get up is to go over to this sail in the front and walk up it. And from there, it's just kind of finagling the ropes to make your way up. It does feel very precarious. I have found that the ropes are constantly trying to push you off, so if you just walk kind of at an angle towards them, it kind of catches you. Not quite like an invisible wall, but almost. Yeah, it almost feels like it's holding me in place, but it's still very precarious. Oh, like right there? I almost fucking fell. Jesus Christ, my heart. So I'm not going to toy with cameras or anything in the fear that I'm going to fall. Oh, the music's back on. Okay, that's fine. But you'll notice there is a pocket watch here that says chance when you hover over it. And here, let's get a closer look in the light at this. You'll notice it's a bit broken. You'll notice there's some, like, chips in it. It is not working. It is just a stagnant pocket watch. And just for posterity, let's look at the back. Nothing too interest to note. Right? Just a regular pocket watch. Yeah, something I forgot to note, because I had the music off by default, because I like going to this map to record without music, so I can add my own. But once you activate that triangle, or somewhere out there, once you activate that triangle, the music stops, and you're just left in the silence. You can reactivate it at the little statues that spawn and at another location by that like the bonfire, but it does turn it off. Probably so you can listen and hear like those zones, maybe. But anyway, watch what happens when we enter the zone over by this painting here. You'll hear the sound cue, and something else will happen. Look at that. It starts ticking. It starts blinking like it's being charged or powered somehow. And this happens in every single one of these zones that we have found so far. So again, just to go over it real quick, there's one here. There's one over by that sunken ship over there. I believe we found that there's one by that ghost thing over there, but I haven't been there to myself to confirm that. I think one of my friends said that. There's one over at the beach by the docks. There's one up at the top of the stairs from there. And then there's one at the end of the bridge up there, as well as one at the ballista up on the mountain. If you look closely, there's also like a ruined house up there. It also charges up there. And honestly, that's it. That's all we've been able to find so far. So the giant arrow has fallen in what seems like random moments. So the first time it happened to us, we had been exploring for a while. We saw the glowing arrow in the guy's chest and thought, oh, we know where there's some arrows. There's a battlefield back behind like the map itself. Maybe we go there and something will happen. And when we did, we will cross the bridge. The thing fell. So we thought, oh, okay, so it's triggered by going up there. But then we couldn't repeat it. It wouldn't happen when we went up there. So we started poking around, and the times it happened almost seemed random. But I don't want to believe that it's random. I want to believe there's a rhyme or a reason to it. Now, here I am on the ship. Sorry, I just wanted to point out. Thing is charging. I walk off the ship. Exit the sphere. And it stops. Just to show there is consistency with the pocket watch, at least. All right, so back to what I was saying. So the first time it happened, we were up on the bridge. Then I wasn't there for the next couple times it happened, but one time my friend Brute was in the map exploring, my friend Zekin joined, and they were, I think they said, on the beach by the burning guy, and it happened then. I don't remember the other time that it happened. I'm sorry, I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments, because I know you guys are watching this. The fourth time it happened, it happened to me. I was mapping out the sphere just to, because we still thought it was like a zone, an area. So I was mapping it out, trying to figure out exactly where it stops and starts. Maybe that would help us in the long run. And then as I was doing that, it just fell within like 3 minutes of me activating the triangle. Mind you, the first time it happened was like after an hour. The second time it happened, it was like after an hour or so. This time it was 3 minutes. After that, while they were exploring the map, it happened again. We didn't really track how long it took or what they were doing, but they were wandering around trying to figure out the pocket watch, and it just fell from the sky. And then my friend Shrimp, overnight, left the pocket watch, I believe, in one of the charging zones, and recorded it, and at the 5-hour mark, the thing fell. 5 hours of just standing there. So is it time-based? Is it trigger and time-based? I don't know. But we're trying to figure that out right now. And we're trying to figure out what this pocket watch does. But we do know one thing is for sure. This is not directly linked to the arrow falling from the sky. It might have some correlation, like maybe the arrow falling means you can't do anything with this anymore, because once the arrow falls, the zones disappear. So you can't power this anymore. So maybe it's like a timer, like once that falls, sorry, you can't do this puzzle anymore. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're two separate puzzles. Maybe there's a stopwatch puzzle and a puzzle after the arrow falls. Because I can't showcase it now because we don't have the arrow here. Once that arrow falls, there are certain parts on the map where we hear whispering. And we haven't been able to track that down or sort that out just yet. Now for maybe a less important part of the video. Kind of interesting spots that we found that might not actually have a purpose, but we haven't confirmed yet. So for this one, I'm going to go first person, and I'm just going to fly, because I've been on this map for a very long time, so I don't mind breaking it a little bit. So there's this house up on the hill, which is in one of those spherical zones, and you can see it is just, like, up this hill. There's nothing here, but it is marked by one of those zones, and it seems kind of interesting, but there's nothing here as far as we can tell. Obviously, right there, that spooky guy, Seems important. We haven't figured anything out with them yet. Back behind spawn, where this tower is that I showed you, there is a seemingly very intentional path down the side here. When you follow it to its end, you enter this kind of big cave, which, again, this seems very intentional how this is, like, tucked away like this, but we weren't able to find anything here either. We did notice that if you come down over here, there is a little way down into the water, but if you go in, there's nothing. It's just blocked off. But we did find out that that goes out to the sea. Now, this is something I personally haven't confirmed yet, but one of my friends said that there's lights under the water when you jump out over here. Let me just see real quick. Oh, what the fuck? I think that might just be weirdness with, like, the skybox. Hold on, let me test something. I'm looking at the sky right there between those stone pillars. Okay, yeah, no, that's just weirdness with the skybox. Never mind. At least we can confirm that one now. We can debunk that one. Alright, yeah, this is one of the zones. This is the ballista they were talking about right here. Why is this a zone? Like, just to give you guys reference watching this, I flew up here from the beach. I don't know that there's a good way to get up here, but this is one of the zones. And it seems to be quite a large one, too, because that covers a pretty big distance. Normally, they're a bit smaller. Now, obviously, this bonfire, this chair, and this symbol is another one we haven't figured out yet. It still says await connection. We've tried clicking it with the pocket watch nearby. We've tried clicking it after the arrow falls. We've tried clicking it multiple times. And sometimes it becomes unselectable. Sometimes it makes different sounds. Now it's not doing the other sound. But, I don't know. We haven't figured this out yet. The one thing we did figure out, though, is that this symbol is in other maps by other map creators, possibly in the same group. So we have found it in The Abandoned City by Sournetic, and it is in one of Sumeru's maps, though I'm not entirely sure which one. My friend Bercaro told me that. One thing we have noticed is that every map that has this has one of these deeper, intricate puzzles. But the fact that you can click on it tells me there's got to be something more to it. Like, it says await connection, you can click on it, it makes a chime. It has to be intentional. It has to be. One thing I didn't try that I might want to try is bringing the triangle here. I haven't tried that yet. Okay, I'm back at the angry triangle. Let's grab that. And let's leave. Like it says, let's leave. But what happens if I go back to the mainland with it? I haven't tried that yet. Does anything happen? Okay, so you'll notice when I walked through there, the zone didn't spawn. You didn't hear the doom. So placing it in the chair does spawn the zone. Can I place it here? Okay, I cannot. It was worth checking. Okay, so back to seemingly important areas that we haven't found a purpose for. On the end of the beach, behind this pathway up here, if you go back here, you'll find right up against it, there's a seam in the wall that you can walk through. This might be unintentional by the developer. I might not be meant to be here. I might not should be here, but it's cool. And of course, the area beyond the gateway here, the background. Now, my friend Winter and I, we walked back here, and we walked around a lot by foot for like an hour, and we couldn't find anything. So this might be another unintentional area, but it is another area, so keep that in mind. So the only thing we did notice after coming all the way out here, you'll notice the map itself is like way back there. There is a river with slightly faster flowing water. It might be the same texture as the ocean, but just like stretched out. And there's a gigantic wall here that stretches quite far. I don't know. Kind of interesting. Not sure if it actually has any purpose to what we're looking for, but something to note. And that's really all we have. That's all we're going off of right now. If you guys have any ideas, please join the Discord. We have a specific Tarried Precipice channel where you can share your thoughts and findings. And, you know, I thought of something that would be kind of fun. I encourage everybody watching, join a public instance of this map and do some digging around. Obviously, you can do some private instances to try to, you know, make things happen again and see if you can figure out what the rhyme or reason to it is. But find other people trying to solve this mystery. Let's come together as a community, as a VRChat community, not just as a me community, and figure out this map once and for all. We should have like a code word or something. Let me think about this for a second. If you happen across a stranger, ask them, who serves the undead king? And the answer to that question is Kronos, god of time, because of the pocket watch. Is that too corny? I don't care. It's fun. Let's do that. So thank you all so much for watching. Join the Discord. Pop in the Tarried Precipice channel. I'm going to make a roll for it too, so you can ping it if you have any like groundbreaking discoveries. But until next time, my friends, take good care of yourself, stay adventurous, and stay fucking curious. 'Cause, man, I love this stuff.